Hey folks, it's Rob, and this is The Last Federation. I thought, hey, I've had this for a while, and I haven't even given it a go, and it's by Arcen Games, and actually they're in their studio. I tend to play a lot of their stuff. Liking the music track. Okay, what we got here? Well, we got various game controls we can change. We can, tell it to automatically check for updates, or not. That's a nice thing. Overlay displays, we can have full window, we can have windowed, we can have full screen. We got various, look at this. We can customize the window resolution. Whoa. We can have our refresh rate. We can have our combat background brightness. We can do all kinds of adjustments. Wow, this is not what you expect from an indie game as of late. I mean, it's not the Unity engine. Or at least it doesn't look like it for a change. I can even change my save game directory. This is a nice thing. Independent audio sliders. I'm feeling spoiled. Okay, so I've never played this ever. This is a first impression. Let's try. Of course, this is a turn-based strategy game set in a science fiction environment. Let's, we got play, quick start, advanced start, and load game. I have no game to load. I guess quick start? Yeah. Difficulty, normal, combat, normal. Okay, whatever. I am the last of a murdered race of Hydrals. My countrymen were dictators of the solar system, so we kind of had it coming. Yes, that's me above, and you are me, and this is our story. So, we're this four-headed thing. Maybe I'm this head. Maybe I'm that one. I don't know. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I might turn it down, though. I was the sole survivor thanks to a renegade mission I undertook, betraying my race to bring the spacefaring technology to our potential rivals. My ultimate goal, the creation of a peaceful, unified federation of planets. Only then can we be safe from the kinds of atrocities my race committed, and the kinds that were committed against us. Naturally, upon my crash landing at this planet, I was placed in captivity. Having no concept of my strength, they did not realize that I was merely waiting. I waited for years. Stardate. First of Proto 3000. My dream of a universal federation is alive as ever, and now the Acudians have finally gotten themselves into orbit. After spending so much time with me as a peaceful captive, they were ill-prepared for my escape. I have commandeered the first prototype executor, and now the Acudians are in hot pursuit. The Acudians are still in the process of ramping up their space industry, so that gives me a short window of opportunity. But soon their mechanical CEOs will be looking to make planetary acquisitions. These dangerous, amoral robots destroyed the last remnants of my race after the Evox almost wiped us out. Having them as my enemy was a given, I think. Here they come! I outclass this force so severely that it will be almost impossible to lose. So now is a good time for me to put my ship through its paces. But I still have to be careful. If they manage to take out my ship, I will be just as dead now as later. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking the music. Hopefully it doesn't get a flag. But my experience with Arcen is usually they're not licensing music as opposed to actually commissioning music. So, this should work out. Right, so it's always been your lonely flagship, plus whatever NPC allies you can muster, versus an indeterminate number of foes. Combat is turn-based, with everyone moving and acting at the same time after you give your ship its orders. Your first order of business is to give your ship a movement order. To figure out where the enemy is, you'll want to use the mini-map, upper right-hand corner. Yep. Pan your view around, WASD, or arrow keys. Yep. And zoom in or out, mouse wheel or page up and page down. Well, that doesn't move just yet. Okay. First encounter. Your newly stolen flagship has not won you any friends amongst this race. You can defeat their elite flagships to get away, kill other ships insofar as they can threaten you, but you also have the choice to dock with their survey platform to resolve this particular combat peacefully. Alright. So where the heck's this survey platform? That looks like the hostiles. That's the survey platform. So, docking with the survey platform apparently gives them 8 techs, and I gain 60 influence with them. Makes them much more friendly, but also much more dangerous. I can also blow the crap out of their stuff. How? I'm not 100%. We know how to move. Click to move or press Q to stay put. So, okay, is this debris, or is this... Yeah, it's ice chunks. Okay. So maybe steer clear of the debris. Now it's time to attack! I promise I won't bug you constantly, but in this first battle, there are a few things to point out. Look at the bottom of your screen. Okay. You have some new options. First of all, there are 3 different weapon choices down there. Ooh. And there are multiple attack modes too. Hold fire, auto fire, and select targets, etc. Well, if there are... Oh, no, there are multiple. Okay, right. Choosing the right weapon and the best attack mode is a big part of winning battles. Hover over enemy ships to see what weapons have the highest DPS, damage per second, against them. This battle is dead simple, but future ones will not be, so use this time to get comfortable dominating these little foes. Important, you are currently in auto-fire mode. Unless you change this, then your ship will always pick its own targets to fire at, best ones based on your selected weapon, regardless of where you click. Clicking just confirms your orders. If you want to attack a specific ship, switch to select targets mode. It's the one of the buttons in the bottom left. Okay. So that's auto fire, fired selected, fired exact point, hold fire. Right. Minigun, energy blaster, or the gravity lads. Okay. Click anywhere to confirm auto attack. Let's swing over into this bit of emptiness over here. Oh, there's a fighter? Hypersonic pod. And this thing? Fast energy bolt shot. Okay. Let's, And minigun seems to be the best approach, actually. Now, let's swing around some of this ice over here. Check out the top of your screen, objectives! Alright. Most battles have a single objective, but that objective may involve multiple parts. This particular battle has 2 objectives, either of which you can choose. If you choose to destroy the enemy flagships, you'll gain some credit, currency. If You can identify flagships by the fact that they are quite large, and usually there is at least one chasing you. Hover over them to be sure if you like. Alternately, if you choose to instead dock with their science lab, then you can end the combat relatively peaceably. You'll give them some techs that will make them stronger. Is that smart? And then they will like you a lot better. That part definitely sounds good. To dock with the lab, just fly over it and wait. Your tractor beams will lock on and take care of the rest. A lot of missions have completely optional side objectives that you can take or ignore. If you destroy civilian or military buildings, there are consequences, helpful or harmful depending on the circumstances, but the battle keeps going on until your primary objectives are reached. Okay. Alright, swing around this way. Continue in. Keep on with the minigun for now while we get closer. Okay, well now we're going to switch to Energy Blaster. Now let's use the Gravity Lance. Flagship power management unlocked. I swear this is the last time I'll interrupt you during the battle. But now that you're getting a few turns in, here's one more bit you'd probably ought to know. It's time to give your direct control over power distribution for your 3 subsystems. Okay. A. Increasing power to your weapons gives you higher damage output as well as longer range. B. Increasing power to your shields gives you faster shield regen and makes your shields more resistant to shots that hit them. C. Increasing power to your engines gives you faster movement, better turning arcs, and a further distance you can move per turn. Okay, pretty straightforward. To set your power levels, just click the various bars or use hotkeys. There are instructions in the tooltips. However, during each turn of your ship automatically changes power based on context. Let's suppose you don't have a movement order. Well, it diverts engine power to weapons and or shields instead. Not attacking, diverts to shields, etc. This keeps you from needing to fiddle with it for minor adjustments. Automatic management doesn't make manual management pointless. Consider, I'm low on health, so I'm going to crank up my shields for a while at the expense of... I need to be able to maneuver very carefully here, so I'm willing to sacrifice. I am so OP here, let's get this over quick. Nothing to shields, all the weapons, let's go! And so on. These sorts of larger decisions are the point of power management, power system, not moment-to-moment fiddling. Excellent. What was that about better turning arcs with different engine power levels? Well, see for yourself. Above. At the default levels, which is all you've had until now, you move pretty well, but you can move super precisely if you crank it all the way up. You can barely move or turn if you crank it all the way down. Okay. Hey, how the heck did you do that curlicue? Waypoints! Simply hold down the shift key while issuing movement orders. You lose a little speed with each curved waypoint, so your total distance goes down a bit, for your information. Are you feeling a little overwhelmed with all this info? Sorry about that, but you do not have to memorize it. You can review it at any time by viewing your logbook in the menu that pops up when you hit the escape key. Okay. Right, so power management. Okay. How are my shields? Doing fine. Alright, more weapons, more engines. back to the minigun. No, we're using the right thing. Yes, okay. I'm trying to blow up larger ships without shielding. Enemy shields are down! I thought you promised this the last time you were gonna bother me. Up until now, you've been attacking the enemy shields, so the best weapon for the job was one that has particular damage against shields, or which has generally the highest overall damage rate. But now, the shields are down. You're gonna want to hitting the hull of the ship. So the ideal weapon to use against them has probably just changed. Different hulls have different strengths and weaknesses. Alright, that's one down. Okay. Alright, I think we're going to use the energy blaster and knock down some more shields. Alright. Alright, minigun. Pull the crap out of some of this shit that's floating around here. I am not evading you at all, by the way. Alright, shields are going down a bit. Let's drop a little power out of there. Alright, okay. So about half shields. Still got a lot of shield on it. Okay. There we go. Now the shields are down. Alright, gravity lance. Excellent. That's just about done them in. End combat. Victory! The Acutians lost 10 base power, 34 effective power, and 1 armada in the fighting. Took 30 turns. You took a total of 329,818 shield damage and no hull damage. 87 hostile ships participated. You destroyed 62 ships. Credit gained by destroying enemy ships, 1,218. Influence Acutians -100 to -102 to disapproval. This action took 0.73 solar months, 14 seconds of relative time. Close that. Sweet mother of space sheep! It's the solar map! I'm going to introduce you to this gradually. For now, a lot of stuff is hidden. Don't worry about trying to create the Federation yet. We'll just get to that later. It's not even an option yet. Right now, you need to worry about getting credit to spend. And you also need to accumulate a goodly amount of influence with a few races. A humble suggestion is that you start by delivering spacefaring tech to the Skylaxians, Andors, and/or Peltians, and then run some dispatch missions for them to gain more credit. Your current focus should be on making yourself more powerful and influential, and as you complete missions and political deals, I'll open up more and more ways for you to do that, culminating in the options for trying to form a fledgling federation. If you want to read this or any other message again, just click on your logbook. Okay, so we're here. Now it's paused, so that's good. Feeling friendly? That's the spirit. If you're going to some form of Solar Federation, you're going to have to make some friends. Credit is a super important concept. This is your social currency, to speak. Doing things for races that they appreciate, or in some cases doing things that intimidate a race, gain you more credit. You can then spend credit with almost any race to get them to do what you want. Or with mercenaries, credit is basically money, but it's a little more nuanced than that. But be warned, sometimes there are no friendly actions you can take with a race. Either you don't have anything to offer them, or they simply hate you too much to accept even needed help. This is one of the many reasons that your influence with races is so important. Depending on the actions you take, the influence with the race goes up or down. High influence makes them more likely to cooperate. Low influence makes them more likely to try to kill you. So I could hire a diplomat. I could help destroy a pirate base. I could assist with armada construction by giving them money, it looks like. Improve relations with other races by giving them money. Hire construction workers, import from the black market, or hire scientists by importing from the black market. Well, okay, I can hire a diplomat. Hiring a part-time mercenary diplomat to interact with this race on your behalf will make this race a lot more likely to reach out to you with quests. For any of the races that you particularly favor, who you don't want to run quests for, you should hire diplomats for them, and fire any diplomats for races of interest that interest you less. It won't guarantee that you only get quests related to your favorite races, but it automatically increases your chances. Will cost 10 credit. Will hire a diplomat to work for the Acudians. Why not? I could use some diplomacy. Right, and then let's we could help destroy the pirate base. Apparently I can't do this right now. That's because the pirate base belongs to this race. Alright. Okay, where are we going? These people hate me, so let's go on. Let's see, who hates us least? These people. Uther, Thoraxian homeworld. They are not yet spacefaring. Not yet reached the stars. 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 Hide your homeworld remnants. Watch the sky for any moons you don't recognize. Gerd. That's what we get for naming our home planet, Gerd. And the boring homeworld. Okay. So, they're all not spacefaring except for these people who I've pissed off. Right, let's go and visit the Uther. Hey, Uther. The Thoraxians. Help them along by smuggling them spacefaring tech if you wish. Beyond that, you can't interact with them, nor will other races interact with them much. They will become spacefaring on their own in 5 seconds. Okay. So, let's see. Your friendly acts. I can deliver spacefaring tech. Well, you know they're about to do it all themselves, but you know what? Let's kick them up into a gear. It'll make the Thoraxians happy. Well, they'll like us. They'll become spacefaring. We get 5,000 credits, which, you know, the Acudians will really be unhappy about it, though. So there is a downside to this, and that is the Acudians will really dislike me. It'd be good to know what the consequences were before I appeared somewhere. It's not as bad doing it to these people. Almost downright not a big deal here. But it'd be 30 minutes before they become spacefaring. I mean, these people are going to be spacefaring in a moment. And it does seem time passes when I'm transiting, so let's do this. Give me my money. Oi! Okay, so stuff just got real, baby. This is either going to be incredibly easy or impossibly hard, depending on how many races are already spacefaring. Just be careful of alerting those spy probes and make your way to the drop zone, and that's it. The turrets have all limited firing arcs, so if you maneuver cleverly, and are a bit lucky, and are not many races of spacefaring, you might be able to complete this in just a couple of turns without firing any shots. If that's the case, more power to you. Each one of these gets harder as you go, so enjoy the ease while it lasts. Alright. So where am I going? Well, those look like the spy sensor drones. Where's the drop point? Is that the drop point? That's the drop point. Okay, so we need to get in there without tipping these jerks off. Let's kill weapon power for now. Throw engines in the maximum. Go.
The Thraxians are now spacefaring. Searching dictionary for a phrase more urgent than extreme danger. Done. Imminent doom is today's advisory.
Oh, alright. So now these people are, here. Let's get them a diplomat. So they want a pirate menace destroyed. That sounds like a thing to do. Fighting with allies against enemies. Hey, you have some allies, or at least some folks who are neutral to you. Either way, they don't want you to shoot you. They don't want to shoot you during this battle. Regardless of relationships outside of battles, when there are multiple parties in a particular fight, everyone has specific stances against everyone else, allied, enemy, or neutral. On the bottom left of your screen, you can see little colored indicators showing which races are allied against you. Again. Which are neutral and which are enemies. You can hover over them for more information and to see how each of them feels about the other races involved in the battle. Just because two races both hate you doesn't mean they aren't also at war with one another. The state of the solar map obviously has a big impact on how everyone lines up here, but so does context. Even if a race normally dislikes you, if you've offered them help to fight off attackers, they'll be your ally for the duration of the fight. Why, look, a gift squid in the tentacles, or whatever. Alright, so our objective is to destroy the pirate base enclosure. There are currently 4 of them. It's these things. Okay, and what's this stuff? Gravity lance turrets. Right. They don't seem to have any shielding. They're fairly small, and we need to stay out of their range. So, let's just dip back on power from engine. Give it a fair bit of shield, since Gravity Lance is ineffective against that, and throw the rest into the weapons. And, yeah, let's pull up a little. And, yeah, switch to that weapon, and let's do this. That appears to be an enemy ship. Could be something worth dealing with. Mind you, I'm going to switch to the Gravity Lance and rip these things apart. That's one down. Right, maybe move away from auto fire, and we're gonna go to that selected ship. There. Go the energy blaster, and I want that thing targeted. Alright, need to find more enclosures to destroy. There's 2 right there. Okay. Special weapons facility. I guess I'm gonna go there. Go to minigun, go to auto fire. Okay, we should have our special little toy playing now. Apparently I rescued a pilot. Technology tree unlocked. Hey, there's a new button under your basic info tab on the solar map. Shows you what technologies you and all the other races have researched. By the way, don't worry about memorizing this. Again, I can read in my logbook, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's nothing super complicated about the concept of technologies. Once you or a race have a check mark in your column in the tech progress screen, that's it. You know the technology, and you get whatever benefits it confers. Okay. Appears I know some things. At least that's if currently representative. There are a lot of different kinds of technologies. Some benefit you, and those are grouped at the top of the tech grid. Okay? Those typically do things like increasing your hull strength, improving your science, or manufacturing skills, etc. A lot of them have no direct benefit for you. You're not a planetary power, so you don't need things like safer nuclear power, for instance, but those technologies are of immense value to your allies and enemies. Help your allies get what they need, and you'll be able to much closer to forming the Federation. Don't underestimate the power of science. If a race gets far ahead of you in the number of techs that they have learned, they can absolutely dominate every enemy races and have a much larger fleets. This takes quite a while though, so having large fleets in the meantime is a plus. How do you fit in? Well, there are now research technology dispatch missions that you can take with most races. The time requirements on most technologies will be too steep for you to research them right now, but that's okay. Once you gain access to the black market, hiring scientist goons to help you out in your work will bring even more expensive tech within reach. Lastly, under hostile actions for each race, you can now raid for technology to steal what you need. To do this, you first have to recruit an informant, which is your general link to the criminal underworld for each race, except the Andors and Thoraxians, who have no criminals for very different reasons. One way or another, you need to get techs. Okay, so the Thoraxians lost 22 base power, 44 effective power, and no armadas. It took 34 turns. I took a total of blah 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 hull damage. 65 hostile ships participated, 480 Allied neutral ships participated. You destroyed 48 ships. Allied neutral forces destroyed 8. Hostile forces destroyed 34. Credit gained 553. Took 16 seconds of relative time. Influences basically improved all around. The Acutian pirate base system destroyed. Gained 1,000 credit. Rescued 4 Acutian pilots from escape pods and 3 Thoraxian pilots from escape pods. Black market, you are here. I am? Right, so racial power grid. That's us. We know 7 techs. The Acutians know 5. Andors know 7. Evucts know 6. And the Skylaxians know 7. Okay. Our science is freaking slow compared to the planetary powers. Manufacturing base is comparable to some of the weaker powers. But our ship multiplier is excellent. Right. Interesting. Okay. So the Thoraxians like me. The Acutians disapprove. But, you know, it's better than disliking. Yeah, the rest of them aren't yet spacefaring. Well, since it's been 40 minutes, I think they're going to have to let it go there. This seems to be a lot of fun. So, yeah. I think I can recommend this game. It's got a good sense of humor, interesting complexity, nice to be able to participate in the fights myself, you know? Yeah. Like it. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, folks. Remember, if you like these kind of things, it helps me if you leave some feedback. So, like, you know, a like, a comment, something like that lets me know what you want to see and what's going on. If you're interested in more of this, I can certainly maybe do more of this. So, yeah, let me know. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, folks. Goodbye.